76ers vs Celtics Game 7. The night everything changed. Game 7s don't just decide series, they define legacies. And in the 2026 NBA playoffs, this one delivered everything: drama, resilience, heartbreak, and a statement victory that flipped the narrative of an entire franchise. The Philadelphia 76ers, once down 3-1 in the series, completed a stunning comeback and knocked out the heavily favored Boston Celtics in a high-stakes Game 7. It wasn't just a win, it was a shift in power, belief, and identity. Let's break down the biggest takeaways from a game that will be talked about for years. What? Joel Embiid delivered when it mattered most. Superstars are judged by moments like these, and Joel Embiid delivered. Coming off a serious health setback earlier in the series, Embiid showed why he's one of the most dominant forces in basketball. He controlled the game on both ends, scoring, rebounding, and anchoring the defense. 34 points, 12 rebounds, commanding presence in the paint. More than the stats, though, was his composure. This wasn't just dominance, it was leadership. After years of playoff criticism, this performance felt like a turning point. Embiid didn't just show up, he owned the moment. 2. Tyrese Maxey's rise is no longer a story, it's reality. Every playoff run reveals a breakout star. This time, it was Tyrese Maxey, and he didn't just emerge, he exploded. Maxey's Game 7 performance was fearless. 30 points, aggressive drives, confident shot-making. He attacked Boston's defense relentlessly, creating pressure that never let up. What stands out most? His timing. Maxey didn't just play well, he played big when it mattered most. This wasn't a young player learning anymore. This was a player taking control. Philadelphia now has something every contender needs. Backhand index pointing right, a superstar and a rising co-star who can carry games. 3. The Celtics' collapse will raise hard questions. Let's be honest, this series slipped away from Boston. The Celtics were up 3-1. They had control, momentum, experience, and then everything unraveled. 3 key issues defined their downfall. Crossmark, poor shooting. Boston struggled badly from deep, shooting under 30% from 3 across crucial games. Crossmark, lack of consistency. Their offense became predictable, and adjustments came too late. Crossmark, injury trouble. The absence of Jason Tatum in Game 7 was massive. Without him, Boston lost its offensive engine and late-game closer. Even with a strong 33-point effort from Jaylen Brown, it wasn't enough to overcome Philadelphia's balance and energy. The depth made the difference for Philadelphia. While stars shine brightest, championships are built on depth. And in this game, the 76ers had more of it. Key contributions came from multiple players, including emerging talent like VJ Edgecombe, who added scoring punch and energy. Philadelphia's ability to spread responsibility made them harder to defend and more dangerous. Boston, by contrast, leaned too heavily on individual efforts. This is what separated the teams. Philly equals balanced attack, Boston equals isolated bursts. In Game 7, balance wins. 5. History was made, and narratives were broken. This wasn't just a win. It was historic. The 76ers became one of the few teams in NBA history to come back from a 3-1 deficit, a feat achieved only a handful of times. But more importantly, they erased years of disappointment. Past Game 7 failures, playoff collapses, doubts around their core. This victory wasn't just about advancing. It was about rewriting who they are. 6. Coaching and adjustments finally paid off. Credit also goes to the sidelines. Philadelphia's adjustments throughout the series, especially defensively, disrupted Boston's rhythm. They controlled tempo, forced tough shots, and stayed disciplined. Meanwhile, Boston struggled to respond quickly enough. In playoff basketball, the smallest adjustments make the biggest difference, and Philly made more of them. 7. What this means moving forward. For the 76ers, confidence is at an all-time high. Embiid's legacy just took a major leap. Maxey's emergence gives them a long-term edge. They now move forward not just as survivors, but as legitimate contenders. For the Celtics, tough offseason questions ahead, health concerns to address, a need to rethink late series execution. This wasn't just a loss, it was a missed opportunity. Final thoughts. A game that redefined two teams. Game 7 didn't just end a series, it drew a line between past and future. The Philadelphia 76ers proved they can overcome adversity, execute under pressure, and deliver when everything is on the line. The Boston Celtics, meanwhile, are left to figure out how a dominant position slipped through their hands. That's the beauty and brutality of playoff basketball. Direct hit if you enjoyed this breakdown. Don't just stop here. Backhand index pointing down. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe for more deep NBA analysis. Backhand index pointing right. Like if you love playoff basketball drama. Backhand index pointing right. Comment your biggest takeaway from Game 7. Backhand index pointing right. Share this with fellow NBA fans. Because moments like this, they deserve to be talked about.